Okay.
Hi, today I'm going to show you how to open a young Thai coconut, and by things that I've read and I've heard online. People make it sound like it's such an impossible, difficult task, but it's really very, very simple. And you don't need a meat cleaver to open a coconut. I think that sounds super destructive. But anyway, all you need is a chef's knife and just a regular small paring knife. And this is a fruit scoop to get the meat out of the coconut, although I think it's just as easy to use an ice cream scoop. No problem. Okay, so first you take off the wrapper and just split this thing and pull it off.
So it's completely covered in plastic normally, and you're taking it all off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, and then I just set my coconut in the sink.
Okay.
And just shave off the top portion down to where the actual coconut itself becomes a little harder. And as you get closer, you're going to see dark spots on the top of the coconut. And in those dark areas, that's the spot where you're going to crack it. One more time around should do it. You see these dark areas here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's where you want to just put the knife, or the heel of the knife.
So you're using that back edge of the knife. Okay.
And just strike those areas all the way around. And then just lift with the heel of your knife.
So you're always using that back edge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't want to break the knife. And pull off the top, the little lid. And cut those remaining fibers, and there you go. So the first thing I do is drain the water from my coconut into a sieve sitting on a bowl. And there you have all your wonderful coconut water. This coconut has, this coconut's an older coconut. The younger the coconut, the softer the flesh. And this flesh is pretty firm, and it's also pretty thick. But it's a nice white coconut. Sometimes the coconuts, the flesh is a little purplish. Those are really, I don't use those that are purplish. I just pitch those out in the water. Sometimes it's a little purplish too. And I honestly don't know if that is a spoiled coconut or not, but it's certainly, I don't want to use purple meat in my products, so I just pitch those. And I usually buy a case at a time, but if you're not buying a case, I always recommend buying at least two. If you need a recipe that calls for one coconut, buy two, just in case you get one that's not good. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So,
good advice.
You just take the scoop, and you know what? This coconut is really has firm meat. And this is going to just pull right off.
So you're saying that if the coconut is younger, the meat isn't as firm, it's sort of less solid?
No, the very young coconut, the flesh is very, very
tender?
It's soft.
Soft, okay.
This is firm. This is
okay.
very firm.
And what are you doing now?
I'm just taking off the remainder of the shell that might have adhered to the meat.
Okay.
Okay, we'll set that aside. And then you just take I think almost, this is so firm. Well, now it's going to work okay. Just put your fruit scoop in there and just scoop all the way around the coconut. You got a big chunk of meat.
Mmm.
There's a little bit more in there. But I used to use this ice cream scoop all the time, and recently I found these at Sur La Table.
Mm-hmm.
They come in 3 different sizes. I like the smaller one, but it's specifically called a fruit scoop. and it actually works better on the coconut than the ice cream scoop. And I think because this is, I don't know, I think this might be silicone, but it doesn't, you don't get so much shell on the coconut when you're using this fruit scoop as I used to get when I was using this metal ice cream scoop. And that's basically it. Pretty simple. It's not intimidating once you get at it. Rosemary's become a pro.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. So you can just scrape that off, the shell off, the thin stuff. Comes off. Well, that's not going to come off quite as easily, so you might have to cut a little bit of that off.
And there you have it, eh? The mysteries of coconut exposed.
Really easy. Rinse it off. And the coconut is all ready to be used in whatever delicious, wonderful way you want to use it.
And what if you've got a lot more coconut than you expected? Can you freeze it?
Yes. In fact, that's my recommendation. If you buy well, this is really it here. If you buy a case of coconut, the easiest thing to do is just harvest all of your coconut meat at one time. And put the meat of one coconut in a little Ziploc bag, stick it in your freezer, and it's ready to use whenever you need it. It thaws super easy. You can just run some warm water over it and it thaws within just minutes. And you'll always have coconut ready at your fingertips rather than waiting until the last minute to harvest and then saying, oh, phooey, I don't feel like doing this. I think I'm going to go have a milkshake
coffee
instead.
So
yeah, I'm going to go to Starbucks today instead.
Can you freeze the coconut water as well?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay, that's good. That's
So
great.
and I would do the same thing. I freeze one container of coconut water, and that way you have it whenever you need it.
Fantastic. Okay.
Simple.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.